Hi everybody, Mrs. Kroll here. I'm going to create a video on line symmetry. So a figure has line symmetry when the figure can be mapped onto itself. So line symmetry is when a figure can be mapped onto itself. And so we use the word mapped because that's what's going to match it up. Okay, so we can match up the figure, and when we take it and kind of think about folding it, that's when it's going to end up creating that line symmetry. Okay, so the line of symmetry is the line that causes the figure to match. So every time you draw a line of symmetry, I would look at that and say, okay, if I took the figure and I folded it on that line, if you actually cut it out and folded it, then it's going to look exactly the same in both places. Now, this is going to tell us to determine the number of lines of symmetry for each one of these. So you want to make sure that when you're doing this, there are lots of different types. There can always be more than one. So don't just do one and say that you're done. You got to make sure that you're looking to make sure that there's not any extras. And they can go horizontally, vertically, or diagonal as well. So this first one, let's determine the number of lines of symmetry. Well, right away I see here I could take this and I can fold it directly in half. And then this hexagon part would match up with the other side. And actually, the hexagon is the same side all the way around, so I know I can do that same line through all of the sides. Now, a hexagon is kind of special too because it also would work through these diagonal points and connecting those corners. So now, how many lines of symmetry is this? I like to write it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you don't keep going all the way around and count all of them because this one is already taken. So it's only going to be 6 lines of symmetry on this one. This next one, there's no way up vertically for it to be a line of symmetry. There's no way for it to match. But if we go horizontal, I can get in 1, and then diagonally, there's no other one. So this is going to be 1. Then this next one is a rectangle. So a rectangle, line of symmetry, it's right in the middle this way. Think of it like a piece of paper. If I took this piece of paper and folded it, it would work horizontally. It would also work, vertically, and now it would also work horizontally. So I know that there's going to be 2 there. Now, a lot of times people want to go diagonal on this, but if I took this sheet of paper and I folded it diagonally, you could think about doing it by yourself with the piece of paper that you have there. The corners at the top don't match up. So diagonal on those rectangles is not going to work. So this is 1 and 2 lines of symmetry. And then when I look at this last triangle, vertically it would work. There's nothing horizontal, so there's just going to be 1 here. All right, so the next one is write a word using all capital letters that has a horizontal line of symmetry. So let's think, we're just going to go through the alphabet together, and we're going to write down all the ones that have a horizontal line of symmetry. So starting with A, A does not work horizontally. It works vertically, but not horizontally. B would work. C would work. D works. E would also work if you write it correctly. F does not. G does not. H does, I does. You can either write it this way or this way. J doesn't, K does, horizontally. Just look at the way that you're writing it. L does not, M doesn't, N does not. O does. P doesn't. Q does not. R does not. S doesn't work. Neither does T. U, nope. V, nope. W, nope. X does though. Y and Z do not. So these are your letters that you can choose from. Go ahead and write a word that uses those letters. It doesn't have to use all of them. Just any of those would work, because once we pick from those, we know that those all have horizontal lines of symmetry. So it's going to end up creating a word that has a horizontal line of symmetry. All right, and then same thing for number 6. You are going to draw, and this is totally up to you, whatever you want to draw. You are going to draw a shape that has only one vertical line of symmetry. So that would be like number 4, a vertical line, but I don't want to see any triangles here. So think of a different shape that only has one, can't have anything else, only one line of vertical symmetry.